Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Valentina.
Good morning, Irina. We made it.
Yes, very well. It's my first live on Instagram, so learning like everybody else to cope with technology in these times.
Me too. This is my fourth one, so I'm learning new things every day as well. So today we're going to talk about a very interesting argument about the ocean and the love that we have for ocean, but also the sad things that unfortunately the ocean is there is a lot of pollution, and you do a wonderful trip to study more about this situation. We love ocean, and we're both wearing a turquoise, the color of the.
No, we didn't speak before. That was not a setup. It's just happened that way.
So I'm gonna start to tell how I met Irina. Actually, I met Irina only through Instagram. So we never met
Instagram. Thank you.
This is the positive things about technology. Some people say that, oh, it's very bad, but if you use it in a good way, technology and such a network are very good. I was at the end of January, I was looking on the story, every day, every night before to go to sleep, I just checked Instagram. And then I found the page of Irina, Ocean Amazon. And I saw that on the 2nd of February, she will start to go on a wonderful trip, expedition, aboard a sailing boat and study the situation of the ocean, especially for the microplastic pollution. And you went from Galapagos Island until Easter Island. You start the trip on the 2nd of February for 5 weeks. So it's a very, very long experience in the other side of the world. And how was it, Irina?
It was an extraordinary voyage with a lot of challenges as well. It taught me a lot of things, first of all, about myself, and also learning very important lessons that, especially in today's world where we are all confined at homes, lessons that serve me well about managing resources, about collaboration, and how to position yourself towards an invisible enemy, which in our case altogether is the virus. But what took us on that expedition is the microplastics that, I will be happy to share a bit more about my trip.
So you start this experience, and how was the motivation that pushed you to go to this mission?
My love for the ocean started a very long time ago. I grew up in Romania, and as a little girl, during communist time, we didn't have too much entertainment. But one thing that was extraordinary was on Sunday mornings watching Jacques Cousteau's documentaries about the underwater world. And this helped me to dream that one day I will get to sail, I will get to navigate and to diving. So my dreams came true. I'm living now since over 20 years in Monaco, a place where Jacques Cousteau was for over 30 years the director of the Oceanographical Institute. Wow. I live by the sea. I got to learn how to sail and navigate, dive. And along the years, and especially in the last few years, I noticed more and more the plastic pollution in our oceans and these incredible sites like the Great Barrier Reef in Australia coming under a lot of pressure because of the human impact. So it started with me as an awareness, and then confronted also about my limitations in the modern life that we live, about the choices we make every day when we buy products in plastic packaging and the impact that has on
every day you go in supermarket and there is a plastic bottle. Even when you buy salad, is inside plastic.
It's true, it's a sad reality. And for a long time, I didn't really realize the connection between the life that we are living, which is not necessarily by the sea, to really witness with our eyes the impact that all our consumption has on the oceans, and then in turn this one has on our lives. until I started, to really be mindful and research. Last year, a very dear friend of mine sent me the link of the X expedition, who at the time they were accepting dossier, candidacies for people to be part of this incredible voyage around the world.
So it's a
the
friend
mission,
that sent you the candidation?
Yeah, it's a very dear friend of mine who knew already about my awareness towards ocean and protection and my day-to-day activities to try to reduce my own impact. So I owe her, the fact that I learned about the X expedition. Then I applied, and it was a process that took a few months. And at the end of it, when I was accepted for the voyage that I wanted to do, the Galapagos to Easter Island, and in a moment I will tell you why I wanted, as part of the round the world, to do this specific voyage.
You choose this specific part?
I only applied. I said, there's this one, or then I cannot be part of that. So
because you could choose maybe the Australian part, or
sure, yes, you could apply. On the beginning, you could apply on many voyages, and actually you are recommended to apply on more than one. So in case that the voyage that you initially wanted for, it was not possible because there were too many people already, then you would be advised to join another one. So I had a little bit of a poker hand there. I said, all or nothing. I really wanted that. And I will tell you afterwards why. So I was accepted. And when I received the letter from the founder, from Miss Emily Penn, a very dedicated activist and navigator herself, I learned that there were over 10,000 candidates that applied from all over the world to be part of this trip. The X expedition is taking 300 women over 2 years in 30 voyages around the world to create awareness about our environment, about our ocean, and also doing research on board about microplastics. So it's an incredible. Only women, and women from all walks of lives, from all over the world, with different specialties. They can be artists, they can be entrepreneurs like myself, they can be real activists, fashion brand creators, and really a big diversity.
There is the possibility that a woman don't know anything about sailing or about navigation.
Yes, indeed. I mean, some of the applicants didn't have any prior experience, and I think the mission of the X expedition was to encourage all women that once they've seen with their own eyes and be part of these incredible trips, to be able to go back into their community and really make a difference, become agents of change in showing the connection we have that is not evident in our day-to-day life, our connection to the ocean, that everything we consume one day or another, maybe a day distant in the future, it might reach the ocean and then impact our lives, the marine life and our health. So that was the mission. And I spent most of last year preparing for the voyage.
So yeah, because I have a friend, Matea, who just write in the comment, and she asked, what did you do to prepare such a long voyage?
Well, first of all, when I realized that I've been chosen part of 10,000 women, and also
which day before the departure you received the selection?
It was sometimes in April last year, 2019, and the voyage with X expedition was starting on the 15th of February 2020. So when
before. 1 year in advance.
Almost 1 year before, yeah. So when I realized that, but also the fact that I was the only woman representing Monaco on board X expedition, I realized that I have a chance to tell a bigger story. And that's when I put together my other efforts in creating the Ocean Amazon platform as, to realize few things, not only the voyage with X expedition, but also create awareness about our day-to-day life in our choices that we make.
At the moment, sorry if I interrupt you, at the moment, Ocean Amazon is a digital platform or is it also association?
It is a digital platform.
It's not yet an association.
It's not yet an association because for the moment it really wants to connect people together, wants to create yes, a platform for raising awareness, but also bring forward social and practical solutions that we can all implement in our day-to-day life. Ocean Amazon also will get ready a documentary about my trip, and hopefully I'll have a teaser soon to show on the social media and also get everyone excited about it. Mm-hmm. So yes, so going back to the trip and my preparations.
Yeah, long preparation.
Yes, and
so look, you have to prepare the luggage, but also most of the preparation is mental preparation for the
exactly. It was preparing mentally, but also I wanted to take on this voyage from Galapagos to Easter Island as many people as possible, and also to involve different organizations. So, for example, in Galapagos, I went there on the 2nd of February 2020, and part of the trip was to volunteer with Charles Darwin Foundation. I realized that there was a connection between the Prince Albert II of Monaco Foundation here in Monaco and Charles Darwin Foundation, and I went there as an auditor to their program. I also wanted to spend time to see the efforts that in such incredible place like Galapagos, people who there locally make a lot of efforts in recycling and being careful about their usage of plastic and other materials made of toxic materials.
I discovered through your platform, Ocean Amazon, I think the name is Galapagos Plastic, something like this.
Precious Plastic Galapagos.
Precious Plastic Galapagos. And they recycle bottles or many things, not only bottles.
They recycle many plastic things that they find, and then they convert them into beautiful little objects like key holders, even jewelries, and their aim is to get every tourist that visit Galapagos leave with a little bit of the plastic that's on the island. So it's a very good organization, and it was born from this impact that the ocean that brings on shore so much debris, so much plastic.
Recycling plastic, like for example, this Precious Plastic Galapagos factory, is very expensive to recycle plastic, like the processes?
It doesn't look that way. When I spoke with the founder, she told me that this is part of a global project called Precious Plastic. So anyone who lives in a remote island can have access to this platform and then buy the kit, which I understand is not excessive, and then implement it, see where is the biggest source of plastic that can be then recycled into these objects. And then it's the creativity of every, let's say, every initiative locally, what they will make with that, and then how do they promote tourists to purchase that. So for me, that was a great initiative, and I wanted to showcase on my platform and show the force that each one of us as individual have in the process.
I remember also one image of this page that was showing two shells, one real shell and one plastic shell, and they say to tourists, instead of going back home with a real shell, go with this plastic one, because if not, if every tourist take a real one, then on the beach there will not any more natural shells.
It's true. It's a beautiful symbol, and I hope that a lot of people will do that. I have a small token as well, a turtle. For me, I'm using it as a reminder to be mindful in my day-to-day choices back home here, where, like you, I'm confronting a supermarket with poor choices, everything that's being packaged in single-use plastic, and that token reminds me, be careful. Do you have another option there? Can you buy something that is not packaged? And then remind me also to recycle every day.
We just